Now, we all have heard going around YouTube for the past couple years now about the Keith Lee effect, right? So today I want to talk about the Andre 3000 effect. Now, I didn't wear my mic and there's a lot of damn bugs and shit, so, you know, bear with me. Okay. So what's the Andre 3000 effect? Well, it's kind of double pronged, double folded, whatever. So one of the I guess causes or whatever of the Andre 3000 effect that I was just thinking about was that, and it's usually in music and stuff like that, and different like art groups and stuff like that are dealing with the arts. When there's multiple members of a group, there's usually going to be, depending on how many members are in the group, there's going to be one or more standout members, right? Well, that's just with anything, right? Everybody can't have equal amount of popularity and success. We know that. But, and especially like you take a group like the Wu-Tang Clan, right? There's 9 of them. So, you know, what I'm about to say, talking about the elusive member, uh, you would think with the Wu-Tang Clan, Jizza, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, you would think they would get a lot of the attention because they're so kind of in the shadows, but they kind of get overpowered by Method Man, Ghostface Killer, Raekwon, RZA, people with like bigger personalities. They get offered, or maybe they just take movie roles and TV roles, and the other members like, nah, you know what? Let's just stick to music. But in the case of one of my favorite hip hop groups, which would be OutKast, right? There's 2 members. Now, yes, OutKast is a member, is a group, is a OutKast. The group is a member of the Dungeon family, which I want to say rest in peace to Rico Wade of Organized Noise. He passed a little while ago, and without him in Organized Noise, maybe there wouldn't be OutKast. And shout out to the Goody Mob as well. So in the case of OutKast, there's 2 members. Okay, you got Big Boy, you got Andre 3000, right? So Andre 3000 gets so much love. He gets so much love for not only his personality but his lyrical ability that people often don't even like think about or worry about or even ask about Big Boy, right? I remember one time I used to have this OutKast shirt, and I couldn't wear it no more because I put it in the dryer and it shrunk, so I had to stop wearing it. But but I had this OutKast shirt and I wore it somewhere one time, and this guy came up to me and he's like, oh, he's like, man, where'd you get that OutKast shirt? And I was like, I just got it screen printed. I just took the logo up there, put on a white T-shirt, and got it printed on there. And he goes, oh man, I thought you got it at a concert. He was like, man, one time I went and saw Big Boy in Nashville or whatever, and he was like, the whole time I was like, damn, it would be cool if Andre 3000 was here. Now, part of the Andre 3000 effect that I want to talk about is the fact that Big Boy has not stopped making music. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like a lot of Big Boy solo stuff. Okay, I need OutKast, I need Big Boy and Dre together. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if OutKast put an album out today, I probably wouldn't give a shit because how I look at it, when artists go so long without making a music or anything like that, I kind of am not like interested anymore. You're not gonna be keeping me. I'm not waiting 20, 30 years for you to make a damn album and you put it out. I just kind of forget it. I might get to it one day if they put it out, right? Big Boy has not stopped making music since OutKast, stopped putting out albums. And I want to say this: I wish if OutKast would have stopped, if OutKast would have stopped making music, they should have stopped right after Speaker Box Love Below. They should have stopped right after that because that Idlewild album. I mean, to me, they did the movie. I've seen the movie a little bit. It's cool, but come on now. That's what y'all go out on. You should have went on Speaker Box Love Below. I mean, that album is still to this day, I think. No, it is still to this day the only album And I don't care about Grammys or none of that, but I think it's a cool feat because I love OutKast, so I root for him and stuff like that. Been listening to him since I was a kid. They are the only hip hop group to win Album of the Year in the Grammys still to this day. That was back in like 2004 or something like that. Not rap album of the year, not such and such album of the year. Album of the year. They're the only rap group. Well, no, didn't no, I'm sorry. I think Killer Mike took that, didn't he? I'll see now. Now some dumb motherfucker will be like, you should have looked this up before you. I'm gonna get on that in a minute, okay? I think Killer Mike took that. I think he won Album of the Year not too long ago. So shout out to Killer Mike because he came up with OutKast too. But they held it for a long time, from 2004 to 2023 or 20, whatever. So long time, 19, 20 years, They have not. He's not stopped putting out music. Dre, he's been featured on stuff here and there, but he ain't put out his own stuff. And people been saying for years, we can't, Andre 3000, we can't solidify him as a great MC until he put out his own album. I kind of think that's dumb. I think if you're just going off of his lyrical ability, then his catalog with OutKast should be enough. But everybody got their own opinion, right? People been waiting for Andre 3000 to put out an album, right? Meanwhile, like I said, you got one half of the group still going strong, but they want that one. They want that one member. I'm gonna get to the other side of the fact here in a second, right? So, Big Boy been putting out all this music for all these years, but we want Andre 3000, right? Dre puts out an album. He announced he's putting out an album, and it's him playing the damn flute. Now, he told everybody, I'm not gonna be rapping. I'm not gonna be doing that. It's gonna be something different. I'm not gonna be rapping. You're not hearing no bars. So he let y'all know, I'm not gonna be rapping now. It's gonna be something completely different you wouldn't expect, So there was your warning right there, right? He decides he wants to play the damn flute, which is funny because if y'all remember a long time ago, Key and Peele made that sketch about the OutKast reunion, and I think he was playing the flute in that shit too, right? That's when he was like, why does your breath smell like birdseed? That was funny, but it just, like I said, it just showed how kind of traditional hip hop Big Boy is, and kind of alternative that Andre 3000 is, right? So what's the other side of the effect, right? The other side of the effect is like this, which is one thing I gotta kind of give the world credit for, right? It seems the more elusive, and at least maybe in the OutKast case, maybe in Andre's case, seems that the more elusive and hard to get in contact you are, that they kind of get the praise. The one that's kind of like, because like I said, Big Boy's been in our face since he came out, since OutKast came out, since OutKast stopped. He has not stopped, right? But it seems like nobody really gives a shit, Andre went off into the shadows, right? He all of a sudden comes out talking about playing the fucking flute, and everybody's losing their mind. He's making memes about it and shit on TikTok and all that kind of shit. I mean, and then people were saying, oh, I know what he's doing. He is making like an album where he's gonna be playing the flute and a whole bunch of producers are gonna sample it so he can continue to get samples, for years and years or whatever, and make money off samples and stuff like that. I mean, look at a lot of them old school artists, George Clinton and all them, they get sampled, Flavor Flav, people sample Flavor Flav's voice a lot throughout hip hop. He probably living good off samples. George Clinton, who else? who else gets sampled a lot in hip hop? I'm pretty sure that woman that everybody dance now, that Martha, what was her last name? You know, she does the everybody dance now. That shit, she probably gets, you know, if she, assuming her paperwork and all that is right, you know, they got to kind of go through all that. But yeah, you know, so the Andre 3000 effect is basically like you're like, it's like you do the least, not the least, but when, I mean, compared to Big Boy's solo career, it's like you do the least, but people want you the most. People want you, they need you. It's like they can't live without you, you know. And and people have asked Big Boy sometimes, they're like, Big Boy, like that, does it make you mad that people like still, it's like you're in Dre's shadow? He you know, he answered all cool. It probably does make him mad. But he answered all cool. He's like, oh no, you know, I'm talking about, we're gonna keep doing our thing, you know, whatever, you know, all that. And he starts rambling off all his nicknames and all that shit. But now, me personally, I don't give a shit about his little flute album. And once again, this is not a damn review of the fucking album. I'm not talking about the album, cause a whole lot of y'all in that damn Jerry Seinfeld video I did not too long ago, you didn't even know who created the show. You didn't see episode. The video was not about the fucking show. I didn't make the video talking about the show Seinfeld. Okay, it is not about the show. It was about him and his personality and his seemingly arrogant ways. It was not about, I wasn't reviewing the episode, so I'm not reviewing the album. I'm not talking about the album. I'm talking about the elusiveness, the enigma that is Andre 3000. What is it about Andre 3000 to you? I mean, listen, you listen to a lot of OutKast stuff. I can, like I said, he's the, because I guess Big Boy is more traditional hip hop. He was like the pimp, you know. I mean, he had no hoes, but he was like the pimp, you know, the player type. Dre was more abstract, more out there. Rhyme scheme was a little more complicated, you know. And then on top of that, the shit he was wearing, people thought he was gay and all that for a long time. And like I said, when he moved back to the shadows, he was like, where is he at? You know? And I remember that one group was like, oh yeah, our group is like OutKast with 2 Andre 3000s. Just straight disrespecting Big Boy. Big Boy is cold on the mic, man. He really is. He is great, especially OutKast. Like I said, I may not listen to a whole lot of his solo stuff, but even when I do listen to it, like I said, I'm a big OutKast fan. So just listening to OutKast, he's off the chain, man. You know, like you said, he's cooler than a polar bear's toenails. You know, but Dre just gets that love, pops back up on the scene, and just getting love. You know. Meanwhile, the one that ain't never left, always gives you albums. People just shit on him. You know, maybe it's like the, I don't know, like a superhero kind of thing, like the X-Men. You know, Wolverine, probably the most popular one. He don't even really roll with the group, but he's always there when you need him. But he's like the lone wolf. Hey, maybe people like stuff like that, that lone wolf kind of, you know, mentality. I don't know. But let me know what you think. I guess I'm done. Unless you got something you want to add? No, you don't. Then get the fuck out of here then.